Steven, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody who is taking a chance and I think probably risking making a lot of people angry. We have the Emperor, and this person's taking bold action to do what they want, to get what they want, or to end a relationship that is about to be made official. So we have somebody who's running into the church and saying, I object. I don't think these two should get married. Maybe it's not as dramatic as the very last second when people are about to be making their vows, but I do think we have somebody who is eyeing ceremony or two people who are about to get married and thinking, I think I can ruin that. So let's go on spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Happy Friday. Hello, Steven. How you doing? If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box, as is more information on how to become a member and how to find my candles on Etsy. Thank you to those who have checked it out. Hello, Marit. How we doing? I think we will start with the Wild Reflections Tarot. Tell me more about this person who wants to ruin a wedding. My. I've pulled 3 cards and we have 2 emperors. So definitely someone who feels like they have the confidence or the courage to go and cause a little bit of mischief. We have the Ace of Swords in the reverse and the 5 of Wands in the reverse. This is someone who feels like they haven't fought for this relationship, or they haven't done right by the person that they're trying to, swoop out of a wedding and make their own. This is, I've had enough time to think about it, and I feel like I've been too passive. I feel like I've been too okay with like other things happening, but kind of looks like they're saying F it. I'm just going to go for it. I know it's going to cause some trouble. I know some people are going to be mad that I'm, objecting to the wedding, but if I don't, then I'll regret it. So they feel like they have to stand up for this relationship after a pretty decent amount of time where they had a chance and they did not. Hello, Hex, how's it going? We have the 10 of Cups in the reverse and the 7 of Cups in the reverse. You don't love that person. I know you don't love that person because you love me. Oh, Lord. Okay. So don't pretend everything's all happy or that you're actually interested in this person when I know what you really want is me. Hey, Lee, how you doing? X's reaction to message. And what does he think? I hope that it's well received so there can be less frustrations for you. I've added that. Thank you, Lee. Hello, Free Soul. How are you doing today? I don't know what that is. I do personal questions after the general reading. Otherwise, I offer private readings where other people aren't watching. If you have questions that maybe you don't want everybody else to hear the answers to, and that you can email me about. Otherwise, enjoy the general reading. We have Wheel of Fortune in the reverse joining the King of Wands in the reverse. This is someone who feels like things changed too quickly for them and they didn't act the way they should have. They should have actually pursued this person that they feel is their soulmate, and instead they let them walk away. And it's led them to feel quite depressed or frustrated. I feel like this is somebody who is under some pressure and realizes that the one who got away is about to get married. So they're like, what do I have to lose? I'll ruin it. I'll go tell everyone that that person actually loves me. 10 of Pentacles. Almost even looks like a wedding day. In front of their family, this person's like, nope, you shouldn't marry that person. I know you all are like ready to go and like you probably like learned your lines and you look great, but I think you should marry me instead. I could change if you want me to. No? Just swabble it? No? Okay. This is somebody who's ready to just kind of make a fool of themselves in front of a group of people because they feel like it's the last thing they can do. It's the only remaining option now that this person who's gotten away from them is choosing to get married, and they don't want that to happen. Hierophant in the reverse clarifies the Ten of Cups in the reverse. It's like, how do I make it so that you don't even view that person as a choice or an option? What? No, I'm not into that. Hello, Graf. How are you doing? Hello, Rowdy. Hello, Christina. How are you doing? Look, BC, if you would like to be in the chat for purposes that seem to align with the purpose of the reading, i.e. spiritual awakening, feel free. I'm going to put you in a little baby timeout because I feel like you're looking for something that you shouldn't be finding on YouTube. There's so many apps out there, homie. But yeah, my answer is no. We've got the Earth and Bones Oracle. Oh, I'm so glad you've got sunshine up there, Lee. Hello, Mara. Thank you for the tip. Oh, is this like... Okay. By letting go, make things disappear. Have they? I'm adding that for you. Thank you, Mara. And we're at 7 minutes in, so forgive the little bit of a wait you've got there, but it'll go by quickly, right? Hello, Jazz. This is a general reading, and this particular one is about somebody who is wanting to probably make some announcement and object to a wedding because they're in love with one of the individuals. But I also do personal questions after the general reading with preference to those who tip or donate. Hello, Wick. What's going on? Watch out for guys with goalie masks on. I love it. Hello, Lisa. How's your day? We've got Warrior, number 5, inner strength, clarity, focus, receptivity, and presence. So they feel like they need to go for what they want. Nobody's going to change this situation or this outcome unless you do. Even if they feel like they're going to be embarrassed or everyone's going to look at them like, what are you doing? They're taking this trip. They're making the effort. They're creating some plans and figuring out what they're going to say. They feel a little bit electrified by this idea of doing something a little bit crazy in order to make clear that they're interested in you. I'm glad to hear that, Lisa. Crossed, number 13, choices, stuck, searching for purpose, daydreaming, and indecision. Roots, endowment, ancestry, memory, legacy, and tradition. I do think that the person who's getting married does feel like there's two people that they're connected to. There could be a child. Someone's getting married because they're expecting, or somebody has a child with an ex and they're marrying someone new, but the ex wants them back. There's something here about, don't you want to be with someone that can like build that 10 of cups with you? This Emperor feels like if whoever they're pursuing, if they get married, this isn't the person who would actually be able to give you the life that you're looking for anyway. So why would you do that? They feel like it's so logical. Like, of course you would choose me. How could you not? Hello, Skemmy. Happy Friday. How's it going? Hello, Amir. I don't know if you're greeting your own grandmother, but my name is Carmen. Thank you. We've got the Coffin, number 8, and the book, number 26. So, yes, everyone thinks that you and I are not talking or that our relationship ended, but the truth is that it didn't. We were just keeping it secret. I think this is an ex that's coming back and saying, I know you're getting married and I know everyone thinks that you've chosen that person, but then why do you still talk to me? Or why did you hang out with me last Thursday? You know? Hello, Samir. How are you doing? Hello, James. Oh, maybe you'll just be watching the tea, you know? Watching this unfold. What else? We have the lilies and the labyrinth. Perhaps the letter L is important. But this is indicative of, yes, we have this celebration planned. Everything's going to be great. Obviously, flowers tend to be a main feature at a wedding. But someone's like, how can I make this like impossible or difficult for you? You think it's just a matter of walking up the aisle, but I'm going to be there with like my football gear on, blocking you. Like, good luck getting around me. Hello, firefighter. Hello, Jessica. Hello, Lemonade. How we doing? Hello, Frank. Creative, but also ineffective. I'm not looking for anybody. Hello, Jamike. How are you doing? Firefighter asks, do you think the silence of a man after a breakup affects the woman more than chasing her? I think it doesn't even really need to be about gender at that point. I think when you are stable enough in your own energy or focused on healing so that you can get to that point, and you're not willing to chase something that has been toxic or hasn't worked out, I think that pushes your ex or people to generally reconsider how they view you, because it does indicate that you have self-respect. Does it mean that you should be like ghosting or unwilling to communicate or like difficult? No. But I do think that most people do themselves a disservice when they chase an ex. Most people. So we have the letter and the snake. Stop it. That's funny. So this is Spirit's way of saying, well, I know you're getting married, but what about that naughty message you sent me last week? What about that picture you sent me last week? Does everyone know about that? I feel like this is someone who's about to like make very clear that this person has not been very focused on the person they're married, but rather kind of flirtatious or even thirsty with an ex. And they're willing to air that dirty laundry for everybody. Hello, Brittany. How are you doing? Hello, Fatima. How are you doing? What else do we have? Oh, and I don't think I mentioned, I'm going to have a live stream later today with all of the signs. So it'll be an all signs reading about Valentine's Day. So we can get a couple of predictions for you. Probably that'll be the next live stream and probably this afternoon. So we've got 2 of Wands and the 9 of Swords. This person's been stuck in their head for a while. So the Emperor is the one who's chasing, right? Who's willing to interrupt a wedding. Why haven't we seen anything about this person that they're talking about? It's like this is entirely their like neurotic obsession over, I need to make sure this person is mine before they get stuck in a marriage, before they end up doing something they'll regret. I know they would rather choose me. They just felt like they had to marry this person. I don't know if this is like delusional or accurate because we're not hearing anything from the person that is getting married. Page of Spheres or Page of Pentacles in the reverse. 6 of Pentacles in the reverse. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Well, what if I told you this person's about to ruin a wedding without there actually being someone interested in them? Was there physical chemistry? Perhaps. Was there a naughty text message or a naughty meetup recently? Perhaps also yes. But I don't think they like love this person. I also probably would say if you're flirting with somebody like that before your wedding and it's not something that your partner knows about, probably shouldn't be getting married. But we've got this Knight of Wands in the reverse, Five of Wands. It could even be that we have somebody who's kind of exaggerating in their mind how naughty that conversation actually was, or whether it was one-sided. So okay, let's hear. How does the person getting married actually feel about this Emperor? King of Wands in the reverse, Seven of Cups in the reverse, Ten of Swords in the reverse, the Moon in the reverse. This is like, I don't trust you. That's so, ugh. Like you're the one getting married and flirting with this person and you don't trust them. I don't know if you're going to attend this wedding or if you're, you know, standing up at the wedding. But there's some difficulty here because somebody has been texting an ex and it may have been misunderstood, or it may have been like all on their mind. Ten of Swords in the reverse, the Moon in the reverse. I don't know, man. This could be even a person who feels like lying about there being some communication just to make that person look guilty and make it that much more likely that they don't follow through with the wedding. That is some rough karma to sign up for. King of Spheres or King of Pentacles in the reverse. I do think that there's some issues here in terms of whether or not this person has a realistic understanding of how the object of their affection feels about them versus how they feel about the person they're about to get married to. Oh, what a life. Hello, Jaden. How are you doing? Hello, Dee. Happy Friday. Hello, Tom. Hello, good luck. How are we doing? I know, right, Skimmy? Thank you for liking and subscribing, by the way. Hello, Aubrey. How's your day going? Ascension, retaliation, and realization. Huh. I'm starting to think the person who's getting married might actually be relatively blameless. I'm starting to feel like this person, this Emperor who's coming back around, they feel rejected. And I think they're trying to start chaos that may be founded in a lie. On the table, offer, proposal, commitment, synchronicities, signs, 111, 222, 333, insatiable, and receipts. Why does this feel like it's fake receipts? Maybe they're finding some way to make it look like they've been in communication with the person who's getting married just to ruin the moment and try to make it easier to eliminate their competition. But this Emperor, I don't think they're really known for having a grasp on exactly what's going on with others around them. They may not be great at reading the room or picking up on body language. But I feel like the people who are getting married are happy, and I feel like there could be something here that's been like misconstrued or even like crafted to make this person look guilty when they're not. Because it's like, I want to see how you do with everybody looking at you and judging you because of what I say. So they might be outright lying, or they might have fabricated some receipts, this Emperor, when they come back around, just to like amplify the effect of their announcement. This is the Spanish Tarot. I hope you have a good day. Good luck. What else do we have? The Tower. Well, yes, I should say so. So we have someone who is okay with the fallout. I know there's going to be people mad at me. I know there's going to be people who judge me, or maybe even some people who don't believe me. But if I get to ruin your wedding day, then that just means either you're mad at me and things are horrible for you guys in your new relationship, or maybe you even have to come back to me. They're like win-win. Either hate me more or decide that you still love me. I still win. That's not the right approach, my friends. This is someone who feels like they have control over the situation, but they may have less control than they think. 8 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups in the reverse, and the 4 of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, I do think we have somebody who has put in effort to try to make sure that they cause some serious damage with standing up at someone's wedding and making this announcement. I know there'll be some, you know, shocked individuals. I know there'll be some people who, you know, might get mad and try to like usher me out of the building. So their thought is, I have to say something pretty impactful that first, you know, 10 seconds before I get like escorted out. The Hermit in the reverse and the 6 of Wands. They forgot something. They're so focused on how great it's going to be to do this and interrupt this wedding that there's something where it's like, I'm already successful. It's already gone the way I want it to, but they've missed a detail. They're like, it's like when you're leaving a hotel room and you look around and you're like, okay, it looks like I was never even here. Okay, nothing of my own is still in there. But then just to be safe, you're like, well, let's just check around and make sure. Maybe I left something like in the bathroom, right? This person did not do that last little check, and they in fact did leave something undone, or they haven't done right by, I feel like they're trying to make this person look guilty. It's like, oh, I'll save this person's number as that person's name, and then they can text me something spicy and I can make it look like it's them. I feel like there's some deviousness here. Or, you know, yeah, this person did send me this message, but it was like 3 years ago, and I'm going to make it look like it was sent to me last Thursday, you know? Thank you, Lemonade. We've got the 6 of Pentacles in the reverse, 7 of Pentacles in the reverse, and the 8 of Cups in the reverse. See, they didn't do something the right way. They want to cause this loss, but they didn't do it right. So something comes back to haunt them. It's like they thought that they had edited out the real date, but it's actually still visible. Or they choose the wrong copy. They choose the regular one, and it says, hey, this is from 3 years ago. Why are you trying to say it was from last week? 3 of Cups, Queen of Cups in the reverse. It's manipulation. They're like, I just want to interrupt your happy day and make everyone question whether or not you're a good person. This person needs a hobby. Pretty bad. All right, this is the Ghost Tarot. What else do we have? Also, can we just laugh for a moment that of all the content I've posted in like the last couple of days, do you want to know which one was the most like viewed? The one with the sweatshirt with the dog piss on it. Like, how come that's more entertaining for you guys? If you haven't seen it, I posted it last night. You should be able to see it by going to Shorts, and I think it was at like 2.7 thousand views. Y'all are crazy. You just like knowing that I went through something embarrassing. It's a good story though. I don't really care. I think it's funny to laugh at that stuff. Like, Nobody got hurt. Just my ego. We have the Four of Pentacles and the Sun in the reverse. I feel like I have some secret, or I feel like I have some information that I can like deploy at your wedding and it will stop the wedding. But with the Sun in the reverse, I feel like this person has missed a detail. They're so focused on this revenge, or like giddy, like, oh my gosh, everyone's gonna be so mad, it's gonna be great, that they mess it up. It's like Tommy Boying it, except for with like a devilish glee. So there's the Emperor in the reverse. Remember, we had the Emperor come out in the upright twice before. This was somebody who had the ability to figure this out, had the ability to manage the situation, but they're ruining it. They're losing control. They're losing their grip. And they're coming through, showing up at this wedding like, I got something to say to you. I'm going to show everybody what you've been up to. Six of Pentacles in the reverse. Tower in the reverse. It's not going to go the way they think. Whatever they've done or whatever they say to try to make this person who's getting married look bad, they end up making a fool of themselves instead because they didn't calculate it right. They didn't do it right. Sometimes you get so obsessed with something that you lose sight of what it really is. So this is the Hierophant, the day of the wedding, right? And someone's unable to cause this reaction. They're not able to get everybody all worked up or mad, and maybe the wedding still goes on, right? Oh, I'm sorry you're having a rough day, Evan. But you know what? It's okay. I don't need everyone to like my content. I just hope that you can find some that you do like. Ooh, Moon, we're gonna have to watch your comments, please. Moon, just chill a little bit. There's some things you can keep to yourself, and there's also some words that you need to not be using in the live chat, okay? Feel like you know that. Hello, Scummy. Thank you for joining the embarrassment train. Hello, Louise. Thank you for sticking up for me. I think Evan's just having a rough day. It's okay. We have the Lovers and the Page of Pentacles. No matter what this person does, no matter how they try to create some huge drama or make someone look bad, I do feel like the two people who are getting married are pretty determined to go through with it, or are not really that rattled by this person. Maybe security even stops them from making it into the building in the first place. If you are planning on getting married this year and you could have a security person at least be familiar with the face of an ex who might be willing to do something like this, that might be a good plan. But we've got somebody who feels like they're able to use words to ruin a new relationship or ruin a wedding day, and they're not able to because they mess it up. You couldn't even do that right, huh? Sorry. I couldn't help myself. I don't know, Evan, you're showing up on someone's live stream and insulting what I do, so I feel like that means you don't have anything better to do. We have the Four of Cups. Yeah, see? That's actually a great answer for you. This is what Spirit sees you as. The Four of Cups is someone who's feeling disconnected. So, you know, maybe that causes people to lash out, whether we're talking about the reading or your comments. I think if you were having a better day, you wouldn't be seeking to insult somebody that you don't know. Because, yeah. There's so much to be gained by being positive. Have you ever just like randomly complimented a stranger? Not because you want to like, you know, take them out or get to know them, but because they just look great in that hat, or because they look like such a nice person, or they did something really cool. That's the kind of energy you might need for your weekend instead of the other stuff, right? So we've got the Six of Wands. Even though I want you to end up with sadness and tears and not being married by the end of the day, instead, whatever I've done just brings these two people closer together. They do get married and they're like, oh well, things happened, but we can still celebrate finding each other or being with each other. So it seems like they're able to salvage this or even outright avoid it if they heed that warning ahead of time, you know? If I misunderstood you, Evan, that's fine. It kind of seemed like you were saying all the rest of my content was bad, so you might want to, I don't know. Hello, Chloe. I've definitely been wrong before. Yes, we're at just under 31 minutes, so we'll be starting those personal questions shortly. I've added that for you, Mara. Hello, Laughlin. How are you doing? Chloe, I do personal questions actually kind of shortly here. With priority to those who tip or donate. So look, we've got somebody who lied, and I think they wanted to ruin a relationship, but they instead end up ruining their own reputation. So they get kind of like booed out of the stadium, right? Probably because they're trying to kind of frame somebody or make somebody look worse than they actually did. But I feel like they were editing some screenshot or catfishing or doing something that doesn't really, like, it's not real. So they end up being made fun of, or people don't take them seriously. They get kicked out and the wedding goes on. So that looks like a little bit of failure for the person who felt like they could take revenge and ruin someone's wedding. All right, let's hop to those personal questions. We've got Lee up first and then Marit. What was the ex's reaction to the message that Lee sent? What was the ex's reaction to the message that Lee sent? Empress. Death in the reverse and Two of Wands. Is this positive? So this feels to me like I appreciate what you're trying to say, but I already have plans. I don't want to do things that way, or that's not what I want. So I do feel like there's some rejecting or frustrating energy, like I just want to say no to you because I want to say no. But I don't know. I don't know that he's necessarily 100% of that view. It's like there's a little battle within him saying maybe you should just like stop doing this. Two of Cups, Ten of Cups. So I do feel like there's something here that is kind of nagging at him or pulling on his energy, encouraging him to reconsider how he approaches things with the situation. And that maybe he's making things worse for himself by being so difficult with you. So I do feel like at the very least, he's thinking about whether or not he needs to change his strategy. He's thinking about whether or not he's just making it worse for himself by trying to make things difficult for you. Oh, I hope that's going well for you, Scammy. So crazy fox lover, when I'm shuffling and a card falls out or flips over, I go based on how it is oriented orientated towards me. So this would be in the reverse, right? This is, I would consider it still part of Lee's reading. This is somebody who's thinking, you know, maybe I'm doing myself a disservice by being so cruel or mean to this person, which I think is a great thing for him to be thinking about, Lee, and I hope that brings about some change. But it's really based on how do I see it at first glance, and if it's in the reverse, then there's different meanings, right? Star signs of the people. I mean, the person who was going to do this came out as the Emperor multiple times. So I would say pretty strong on Aries energy, but that could be tied to the fact that they're very bold. And a little bit of fiery energy, right? King of Wands in the reverse. So that's more... it could also be Sagittarius or Leo, but I would say heavy on the Aries for the person who wants to run something. No? What do you mean shuffle them without getting any upside down? As they sit, they're not faced upright. That would be a lot of my time if I went through my cards and faced them upright after every reading. I don't do that. I shuffle them more. But as you look through them, they're not all going to be facing the same direction. I'm confused why this is interesting to you. I know I shuffle differently than some people, but I feel like that's how I'm meant to do it. Let's see. And Evan, I'm sorry that it was Google Translate that got us off on the wrong foot there. Hopefully you get to enjoy that video with my sweatshirt story. Oh, I hope that changes for you. Scummy, I think it'll be today. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is astrological signs and then single and not single within that, which seems like a lot, but I think I can do it. Let's help out Mara. Let's see what questions we've got. So Mara has done some work to disappear some things. Have they disappeared? No. Page of Cups in the reverse, Eight of Wands, Four of Swords in the reverse. There's something left unresolved. Does this mean it's partially done? No. There's something here that has failed. There's something that needs more attention. And it could be the emotion with which you're doing this or how you approach it. But I do feel like you can fix this. And with the reply that Mara sent to, I believe it's husband's sister, in love, will that work? I do feel like it's going to be a benefit, or it is better for you that you responded in this way, because you've kind of put a little bit of a fence around this person. If they want to respond to you in a negative way, they will come through and be judged as very negative. So it's like, instead of encouraging things to devolve or get worse between this person and yourself, you've kind of smartly challenged them. Like, oh, could you tell me what you meant by that comment? I'm just a little bit confused. Sometimes if you do even just that, people don't really want to explain, oh, I was trying to be a jerk to you. I was trying to tell you that I hate your face. I think it was the right move. Is it going to fix all of the issues between the two of you? No. But I do think it's a smart way to kind of cut it off at the pass so it doesn't continue or get worse, right? Marcus, I hope you do find a way to protect it. I think it's crazy that someone would look at a wedding day and think, you know what? I'm going to ruin that. Yeah, that's what I want to do with my day. I want to make everybody cry. They thought it was going to be a happy day. Nope, not for you. Yes. I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and say I don't hate anything. Do you want to know why? Because hate is more expensive of my energy than intolerance or indifference. If this isn't working out, I'm not going to spend time like, "Ooh." I'm just going to be like, something's not going right for you. Okay. I don't have time to hate. Hey, that's cool, Melissa. You do not have to. Yes, Evan, since I misunderstood your comment, I'm going to pull a few. Let's do some tarot for you, though. I don't know why I pulled this one. All right. What have we got for Evan, please? What have we got for Evan? Something is ending and it frees you. What is this? So this could be your association to a group, feeling like you're part of the family, feeling you're part of the crew, or, you know, this workplace. Those are my homies, right? I feel like you're moving away from a group of people and it invites you or allows for you to be more individual or more yourself. The problem is we have somebody who's very angry about this. The King of Wands in the reverse. Who's this angry person? Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Does everything make this person mad? Because then, like, why should you care? This is a situation that might make things more difficult for you in terms of feeling like you got people that you can count on. You might feel a little bit like defenseless or vulnerable. But you got this. It's like a group of bullies want to beat you up at school lunch because they realize that like your best friend's homesick or something. And you're like, yeah, I'm on my own, but I can still hang. You want to throw hands? Cool. I got you. Let's get froggy. I'm seeing you be like, yeah, it's a little bit weird being out on my own, but I can still do it. So I'm not telling you to be crazy about it, but be courageous, because I do feel like you have had people around you that you didn't really need. Yeah. So you've got some solitude or learning that happens with a little bit fewer people around, and it's going to be a good thing for you. Ain't nobody got time for that. Hello, Godson. How are you doing? You respectfully asked for a live stream on my wedding day. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. It seems like I feel like at the very least, it could be like a hello. I don't know if it'd be a tarot reading. But Evan, we've got some element here of you moving away from people who don't necessarily care about you the way that they should. And then you go off on your own, or you make some choice to do a change that, you know, the environment around you shifts, and you meet this Queen of Cups. Could be a romantic interest, could be a really good friend, but this is somebody that shows you it was worth making those changes so that you could find a situation where you feel more appreciated or understood. All right, I am going to leave it there. Thank you everyone for being awesome. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping. And thank you for checking out my candles on Etsy. They are linked in the description box for you. And I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.